All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go here with a welcome back to the 2017 Big O live from Eugene, Oregon. I'm Sexy Beast. I'm here with Justice Feelgood Marshall, and we're about to bring you some amazing roller derby. We've got a wonderful contest here for you this afternoon between Helsinki Roller Derby All-Stars and the Windy City Rollers All-Stars.
That's right, Beast. Once again, Justice Feelgood Marshall. Looking forward to this one, especially Windy City, as we talked about on the pre-show. Underneath the new WFTDA rankings that came out just yesterday, fell from number 35 to number 38, which is key because remember now the cutoff for the Division I playoffs, number 36. So that action just happening less than 24 hours ago. This weekend is going to be a big one for Windy City's chances of trying to go back to Division I playoffs again. They're playing Helsinki here. They're playing all international teams this weekend. Later on, they'll be taking on Dos por Cuatro from Buenos Aires, Argentina, Terminal City from Vancouver, Canada, and Pirate City from Auckland in New Zealand. So Windy City getting a lot of that international flavor in this weekend.
Right on. This is the first meeting between these two teams. It's fitting that it happens here at the Big O, where both teams have experienced quite a bit of success. We are about to hear that first whistle, and our game is underway. Jamming for Helsinki, it's number 22, Malu. And jamming for Windy City, that's number 312, Illinois.
Looks like
and it's in fact Malu who is out front with lead jammer for Helsinki Roller Derby.
One thing I really want to keep an eye on in this game is Helsinki's issues with track cuts during last year's playoffs. They really suffered from it. They took 17 jammer penalties against Minnesota. I'm looking to see whether the track cut rules changing this season may help Helsinki with their play.
Penalties there are, and there's a Helsinki skater headed off to the box. Malu picking up 5 points on her first scoring pass. Illinois now close behind. Both teams setting up in the home straightaway.
Saw Helsinki jammer trying to get her team to speed up. Didn't quite work out. The 2-2 on that final pass. Total score of 7-2 on that run. Illinois versus Malu.
There you go, 7-2. That's how our game begins.
Helsinki, by the way, last month had a very respectable loss to number 6 London, lost by 79 points, which is extremely close. Of course, London going all the way to Sunday at the last 2 years of WFTDA championships. So a good feather in the cap there for Helsinki, trying to build on that momentum here.
All right, the jammer line is, of course, the other side of the room from us, so we will update our jammer knowledge as it happens, and that's Mia Goham, number 17, jamming for Windy City, bursting through to lead jammer now.
Taru Soxlin on the other side for Helsinki as Mia enters.
Ooh, devilish hit on the inside there.
Looks like that was Koskinen with the finishing hit there that forced the call off at 0-0. So Mia, 1 point for Mia, and that moves score to 7-3 after 2 jams.
Helsinki's record at the Big O last year, 2-1, with wins against Santa Cruz and Terminal City, and then losing to Rat City.
Windy City setting up in the front here, so all green in the back for Windy City's jammer. Looks like Phoebe 5 Fo-Fum out there for Windy.
That's right, and it's Mayu Rinne jamming for Helsinki.
Got Tae-Q down, and Bork, a returning player for Windy City, has not played since Windy City's 2014 season, and that is a lead jam status for Mayu Rinne of the Helsinki.
Slow approach to the pack. Both jammers coming up now. Both packs setting up in turn 4. Hit it and quit it action there. Let's see. Nope. Couple of zeros on the board there. That jam, Justice.
Low scoring game so far. Football score of 7-3 after 3 jams. Once again, Helsinki ranked number 16, just jumping up in the rankings very recently. They were ranked 22 yesterday, and Windy City again at 38. So Windy definitely the underdogs here, starting to start their international weekend with an upset win over the ladies in green, Helsinki.
All right, on the jammer line now for the Windy City Rollers, number 312, Illinois. And she's opposed by number 24, Kuyala. Nice move on the outside. Illinois out front and lead jammer. Ooh, Kuyala. No, she did touch down outside. That's a track cut penalty for Helsinki. Power opportunity for Windy City.
And that's those jammer tricuts we were talking about perhaps being an issue for Helsinki as this game goes on. First jam penalty of the game gives Illinois a grand slam.
All 4 Windy City blockers on the track. And Illinois is wasting no time there. 5 more points for the team in white.
First lead for Windy in this game, 13-7 so far. Or 10-0 in this jam, 13-7 on the big board.
Tough blocking at the front of the pack there by Koskinen.
Windy City's been celebrating another pass there. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. All right, Kuyala back on the track now, stuck at the back of the Windy City pack. Just the other side of turn 2.
Illinois stuck hard there behind Karjalainen on the inside straightaway.
Kuyala through now, completing her initial pass. Illinois with an eye on her is going to call it off here. That was a nice 15-point jam for Windy City. More importantly for them, shutting down the Helsinki offense there, Justice.
Absolutely.
0 points on the board there for Helsinki.
Empty penalty box to start this next one. We see Tae-Q down is facing backwards at the front of the pack, anchoring for Windy. A little spread out here. We see one of Helsinki's blockers sort of inside that Windy square. So we'll see how this opening plays out for them. And now another one. So Helsinki definitely trying to get inside that Windy formation.
All right, jamming now for the Helsinki Roller Derby All-Stars. That's number 22, Malu. And she's opposed by number 17 for Windy City. That's Mia Goham.
Tina Kamari holding down the triangle at the front for Helsinki, along with Nina Erwes.
Mia getting fair battered in the Helsinki pack there, but looking like she's going to be able to find a way through. And she does on the inside, picking up lead jammer, Windy City Rollers.
Multiplayer block sending Bork to the box. Also got a Helsinki skater going. That's number 604, Sarah Ekholm. Mia Goham calls it just in time on that one. And that's a 3-0 run, looks like.
There you go, 3 points on the board for Windy City. Malu out of the box, but not able to capitalize.
Once again, Windy City takes the front in this 3-on-3 jam. Taru Saksalin for Helsinki, Phoebe 5 Fopum for Windy City.
Each team with a blocker in the penalty box. Even Steven in terms of pack dominance, but Saksalin, I thought she was going to make it around the front there.
Chris Rago and Beta Hateworthy trying to hold back Saksalin. Saksalin is out, but not before Phoebe 5 Fopum takes lead jammer on that one.
Yeah, very good move by Phoebe 5 Fopum on the inside. Snatched lead jammer, now looking to snatch a few points.
That was a good job by Bork there, realizing she was the only available point for Saksalin, able to get out of harm's way before Phoebe's call-off. That's a 2-0 run, and Windy City extends their lead, still a football score, 24-7. Windy looking pretty good here. Once again, Windy is a significant rankings underdog right now, number 38 to Helsinki's number 16.
Big O would like to thank Adam Skates and, of course, Castle Megastore.
Zoe Trocious in her first jam of the weekend, but a very quick lead jam status for Maya Renee on that one.
Wow, Maya Renee out of the pack, already at the back of the pack now. Going up against a wall of 3 Windy City blockers, but getting plenty of help from her teammates.
Got Legal Tenderizer out there, loses the lock on Renee, and that's a 3-0 run as Zoe Trocious unable to catch up before the jam was called.
There you go. Helsinki looking to tip the scales back their way a little bit. Slow and steady. Low-scoring jams indeed, and also quite a few players in the penalty box. Seems like both teams are cycling blockers to the box, starting each jam down a blocker.
Bork sitting on 2 right now. Also Sarah Ekholm on 2. No one else has more than 1.
And that whistle starts the jam. Jamming for Helsinki is Kujala. And jamming for Windy City, number 312, Illinois.
Illinois, historically the scoring engine for Windy City over the last couple of years. Trying to keep it going here. She's stuck behind Saksaliin Karjalainen. Bork breaks it up. A nice move there. Another lead jam for Illinois as Bork recycles Kiala to the back.
Illinois going from the outside to the inside, skirting through and earning herself 5 more points for Windy City.
Second power jam of the game now for Windy City as another track, almost has a back block on that one, sends Kujala to the box. And for Helsinki, you do not want Illinois to be the person on the unopposed jam. But she will call it, and that will set up, looks like, Mia Go Ham for the rest of that power jam.
There you go. Strategically opting for the power start and icing the Helsinki jammer in the box. The Big O would like to thank Chaya Skates, Durbalife, and Green Monster. Thank you.
I'm interested in watching this one. I watched Helsinki's last year's playoffs. They were often susceptible to designed plays off a power jam start. So I want to see how Windy plays his power jam. We see Helsinki trying to cover the entire track right now. And now they're able to move Mia to the outside. Windy now going, looks like one-on-one for the offense.
Nice recycling there of the Helsinki defense. Coming back around the inside, putting Mia to the outside. We'll see how far they can take her back.
Look like Windy tried to hold Helsinki from recycling. Unable to do so, Tina Kamari ran back and forced Mia all the way to the back. And now Kujala back on track as jammer for Helsinki. Not with the star on yet, though.
Windy City defense trying to close up that hole at the front. Kujala going side to side there. Going to give it a try up the middle. Mia Goham, meanwhile, just absolutely getting hung up on the Helsinki blockers, opting to call the jam.
Well, Windy's still having a pretty good run here, even though they weren't unable to score on that one. 32-10 after about 11 minutes of play.
All right, the Big O, the 2017 Big O, live from Eugene, Oregon, would like to thank Hit This Derby Gear, Left Turn Clothing, Living Colored Duct Tape, and Moda Skates.
Malu for Helsinki as jammer and Phoebe Five Foam jamming for Windy City. Once again, Helsinki in the green, Windy City in the white and red.
Both defenses exerting significant pressure here in the jam's early going. Slow moving around turn 1 here. Malu extending the pack all the way out. Windy City looking for an opportunity to push her outside.
Great 2-on-1 defense from Windy City, keeping Malu stuck in the pack for a good 30 seconds right there.
They could only hold her back so long. Malu, of course, lead jammer now for Helsinki.
Stars off, BB5 Foam still in hand right now. She's forced down by Retku. And now the pivot right there, trying to get it to Rita Hateworthy, who is through with the star.
There you go. Very efficient move on the outside. But Malu will opt to call it off, having earned X number of points, 5 points in fact.
Looks like we got an official review here by Helsinki, so we'll have to wait and see if we get an update on what that is. Looking at the scores right now, Illinois for Windy City, by far the highest scoring jam with 26. Behind her is Malu for Helsinki with 12. No other Windy City jammer has more than 4 points. So as we were saying earlier, Illinois really the scoring engine for Windy City.
All right, the Big O would like to thank the following sponsors. How about some sponsor shout-outs? Okay, Bruised Skate News, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder, 100% skater-owned and operated. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or at bruisedsn.com.
See our captain for Windy City, legal tenderizer, and bench coach Howie Rolson out there talking it over with Helsinki's staff. I'm not sure if we'll get an update on what the review is, but as of right now, I don't think there are any jammers in the box, so maybe they're attempting to get one there as opposed to springing them from the box. Only person in the box right now looks like that is Jannica Saksaliin, number 1 for Helsinki.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Defunkify. Spray the funk away. Why would they want to do that, though, Justice? We want to try to gather funk around us. Anyway, but the folks at Defunkify think otherwise. They want you to spray the funk away with Defunkify Active Spray. This stuff really works. Available at the Emerald City Junior Gems table. Defunk your stuff and help support the juniors. Proceeds from sales will benefit the juniors program. And it looks like we are coming out of this official timeout. And we're going to try to eavesdrop on our house colleagues here. Figure out the source of the official review.
Back in action here. Once again, Illinois for the Windy City and Taru Saksalin for Helsinki.
Power jam opportunity for Helsinki. Illinois seated already in the penalty box.
The third jam penalty of the game, 2 for Helsinki, 1 for Windy City. Saksalin through for lead jammer.
Nice spin on the inside. All 4 Windy City blockers mobilizing, trying to generate some kind of a penalty kill here if they can.
Bork, unable to get the lock on Saksalin. However, she runs into the back of Take You Down and Kidney Lopper. And in the process, cuts the track. Once again, we were talking about those Helsinki track cuts, perhaps biting them in this game. And so far, 2 track cuts on Helsinki and another back block. So Windy City on the right side of this power jam now.
Illinois out of the box before Saksalin made it there. That's going to be a full 30 seconds for them. And Illinois back in the pack now, trying to fight her way through that front defense of green.
Airways with a nice stop there to keep Illinois slowed down, but opened up by Take You Down through. No points yet. With about 49 seconds left in this jam to play. We will go the full 2 minutes in this one.
Illinois back in the pack now. Here in turn 1, trying to wind her way around. Saksalin out of the box. Oh, very careful there, having stepped across.
Yep, almost got on the track up, but saw it happening and dropped back. A legal tenderizer with a takeout on the outside. 20 seconds left in the jam. Saksalin trying to find her way past Kenny Lopper and legal tenderizer. Illinois going nowhere on a triangle of green in front. Take You Down comes into play some offense.
Yeah, both packs grinding to a halt there. Saksalin able to make it through. Earned 5 more points for Helsinki before the jam ends. There you go. 5-3 jam in favor of Helsinki that time.
So an update on that official review. We heard, I believe, the Helsinki looking for illegal contact. I couldn't specify exactly what that contact was, but either way, they did not retain it. The scoreboard dot has vanished, and they will not have another review for this half.
All right, that whistle starts the jam, and jamming this time for Helsinki. That's number 39, Majorina, and she's opposed by number 27 for Windy City, Zoe Trocious.
Zoe runs in the back of Saksalin and through. Lead jammer, Zoe Trocious.
Nice, strong effort from Zoe there, muscling her way through the front of the pack.
Renee through. Now Windy City tries to transition to an all offense. They get their 4. Zoe gets the signal to call it off, does so. 4-0 Windy City.
God, for a second I heard a whistle there, Justice, and I thought for a second the Helsinki jammer was headed back to the penalty box. I thought, but she made it through the pack unscathed.
I think the slower this game goes, or the lower the pace of the pack, the more it favors Windy City, and that's what we're seeing so far. It hasn't been a very spread out game at all. It's mostly been 3 or 4 blockers stuffing one jammer, and with the jam rotations here and the size of the blocking packs, I think that definitely favors Windy. Both teams have very skinny, light, agile jammers, but Windy with a slightly stronger size in their pack, and we're seeing it again right now as Kuyala is stuck behind a very slow group of 4 Windy blockers.
Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, that's number 17, Mia Gohem, jamming for Windy City, trying to break past the formidable Helsinki 3 wall.
Take You Down, legal tenderizer, and Bork holding back Kuyala, but she finds a way through on the inside of turn 2. Lead jammer, Helsinki.
Mia Goham with helmet cover in hand is able finally to break through the front of the pack. Just as Kuyaya is coming up on the back. She's made at least 1 or 2 passes there. Going to go ahead and call the jam off with a total of 2 points on that jam for Helsinki.
On that shift change, we're going to see our Rita Hateworthy anchoring the front of the pack with her facing the rest of the players. Malu jamming for Helsinki and Phoebe Phi Pho Phum out there for Windy City. Phoebe only 2 points so far on 4 jams. Malu 12 also on 4.
Nice.
Good job by Phoebe Phi Pho Phum to brush off the hit from Koskinen and take a quick lead jam status for Windy City.
Just like that, she's back at the pack. Comes into the back of the pack a little bit too strong. Is going to be called for a low block. That's going to create a power opportunity for Helsinki. Malu, their high scorer, now trying to wend her way through a tough front wall, getting some help from her friends. Back slowing down in the far straightaway.
It's like Helsinki was trying to go to passive offense, didn't work out. Now they come up and try and play some 0-4 Malu here.
There's a Helsinki blocker headed to the penalty box. Just as the Windy City Jammer stands in the box. Windy City doing an excellent job of containing the Helsinki offense for that penalty.
That was Karjalainen, the blocker in the box for Helsinki. The only one in the box now as Phoebe returns to the track.
Well, mission accomplished there for the Windy City defense. Phoebe Phi Pho Phum logging points now. Headed back to the pack for more.
Going the full 2 here as we lost our lead jammer to the box. That was Phoebe. She is back and now looks to equalize here with 4 of her own.
8 points total for the Windy City Rollers in the jam so far. Malu cycled all the way back to turn 1.
Oh, another penalty on Phoebe Phi Pho Phum, a forearm. It's her second penalty of the jam, third jammer penalty of the game for Windy City. Both teams tied now on trips to the box for the jammers.
Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, Malu just sort of waiting it out. That jam is going to end. Looks like another 4 points for Helsinki. And that brings our score to 26 for Helsinki, 49 for Windy City.
Taru Saksalin for Helsinki is going to try and make up some of the deficit right here. She's got, looks like about 15, 20 seconds of power jam time as the packs move up the pivot line led by Windy. And now Helsinki jumps into the middle of that Windy formation. Good offense there, but a track cut called on Saksalin.
It happened again, that unfriendly cut rearing its head.
Yep.
Jammers will cycle in the box.
Three of Helsinki's 4 jammer penalties on track cut so far. You mentioned at the top of the game as being a potential danger for him, and so far it has been playing out that way.
And jam to jam now out of the penalty box and on the track for Windy City. That's Phoebe Phi Pho Phum. It's looking to scrape off some Helsinki players at the front of the pack there.
Lead jammer status, I believe, still open here for Phoebe. She can get through here.
Wow, excellent work at the front there from the Helsinki pivot, Vega, number 257. It's total containment.
That's a first pass for Saksalin, but now she is in scoring position as Phoebe's still trying to get through that first pass. Now Saksalin taking 5.
5 points down and most of a minute remaining for Helsinki. See if they can scramble back into this thing.
Vega, Erwas, Ekholm, and Kamari. Well, it was those 4. Now Erwas off of the box. Saksalin, though, through again, another 5. Narrowing this game, and now Phoebe finally gets through, calls it off, but not before Helsinki able to put up 10 in that jam.
Helsinki chiseling away there now within 13 points of Windy City as we go into what will be jam number 17 here in the first half.
3-on-3 pack finds legal tenderizer standing in the box for Windy City. And that's Ekholm, I believe, as a sitting blocker. I'm sorry, that is Airways as the sitting blocker for Helsinki.
All right, back on the track jamming for Helsinki now. That's number 39, Mayurina. And she's opposed by number 312, Illinois for Windy City. Both defenses earning their money today. Being very effective here in this jam, but Illinois is going to find her way through. Going to pick up lead jammer for Windy City.
Sweet star pass right there by Renee. Gets the star out. Illinois is going to have a little time to work here. Goes to the inside, hops the apex. 4 points in the sky for Illinois. Still our leading scorer for the game, 33 points for Illinois. Behind her is Malu with 16, Saxaline with 15. Back on the Windy side, Phoebe Fifo-Fum with 12.
All right, the Big O would like to give a special shout out to the Rat City Roller Girls. Don't miss the only WFTDA playoff on the West Coast Labor Day weekend, September 1st through 3rd in Seattle. Stay tuned to WFTDA.com for tickets.
Kujala jams for Helsinki. Zoe Trocious in her third jam for Windy City. She's got a 0 and a 4 under her belt so far. Kujala breaks through Kidney Lauper and Bork, taking lead jam for Helsinki.
Kujala back to the back of the pack there again. Meanwhile, Zoe Trocious has burst through the front of the pack, coming around on a first scoring pass now. Kujala able to feverishly call the jam on.
That was an excellent way to describe it. She was extremely insistent that the jam end right then. 3 points for Kujala, and that's going to put Helsinki at 39. Windy City leads them at 53. Once again, if you're just joining us, Windy City, a significant rankings underdog in this one. They are ranked number 38 to Helsinki's number 18, or 16, I'm sorry. They moved up recently.
All right, that whistle starts the jam on the line once again for Helsinki, number 22, Malu. And she's opposed by Mia Goham, jamming for Windy City.
Helsinki able to push up Windy's triangle. That's Chris Rago, Kate and Destroy, and Rita Hateworthy, eventually just beaten by Malu for lead jammer.
Helsinki pivot, Koskinen sent off the track for a multiplayer block. And a second Helsinki blocker headed to the box now.
Well, the Ret Ku, so a 4-on-2 favoring Windy City right now, but lead jammer status in the hands of Malu, who is going to call it just in time.
All right, a 3-point endeavor for the team in green. 0 points for Windy City at that point. That's a strategy that's going to work out for Helsinki here. Jam by jam, 3-4 points. These past 2, maybe even 3 jams, they've been able to hold Windy City scoreless.
Helsinki now within 11. They're going to send Taru Saxaline to jam against Phoebe Fifo-Fum. Unfortunately, they are sitting on a bad situation with only one blocker out there. Saxaline going to jammer defense. Her only help out there is Erwes, and
oh my God,
she did it! Saxaline taking lead jammer on a 4-1 pack. Amazing.
That's incredible. Helsinki totally pulling it out there.
Looks like Helsinki is going to allow Phoebe to score points in favor of getting their blockers out of the box here. Oh, Bork, wow. Bork, doing what she's known for, taking Saxaline out of the sky, but there was no pass, no penalty, took 3 on that pass. So now all 4 blockers for each team back on the track. Saxaline going to keep it running. Bork almost pulls a track cut on Saxaline, forces her to the rear of the pack.
Koskinen and Saxaline anchoring the wall at the front for Helsinki. Phoebe Fifo-Fum trying to break through. A nice strong set of Helsinki blockers at the front there.
You see Windy is putting up 1 to play offense here. They set the triangle in the back on Soxaline. Now it's breaking down as take you down and legal tenderizer are able to hold back Soxaline 4 points. Another no pass, no penalty on Soxaline there.
She doesn't seem to mind that as long as she gets most of the points. Meanwhile, Phoebe Fife-Ofum just getting taken side to side here. Contemplates a pass, removes the helmet cover.
Phoebe trying to get it to Kidney Lauper, but Helsinki saw that play developing and able to break it up.
Yeah, that's number 455, Koskinen. Just absolutely doing some significant work there at the back of the pack.
Soxaline and Helsinki getting a lot of mileage out of choosing to run this jam long. Again, they started this jam with 4-on-1 pack disadvantage, yet are currently winning the jam 12-4.
Amazing, amazing. Taking it all the way down. Able to pick up 12 points on that jam. 7 for Windy City. That puts Windy City at 60 and just 6 points behind Helsinki with 54.
Coming near to the end of this first half, 2.5 minutes left. It's like Windy City has all their timeouts and their official review. Helsinki all their timeouts, but they have already used their review and did not win it. So they will be unable to stop the clock for an official review for the rest of this half.
All right, jamming now and looking to burst through the pack and lead jammer number 39, Majorina, for Helsinki Roller Derby. The pack almost exactly where she left it. She's going to try to make her way back to the front.
Got a Vega going into the box for Helsinki. I believe that was a low block call. And now a grand slam for Helsinki. They are 1 point behind now.
Illinois trying to find a hole to jump through and make her way to the front of the pack. Wow. Majorina with another scoring pass.
After a cold start, Helsinki has retaken the lead on this one. Illinois has exited her her initial pass, I should say. And now Helsinki trying to finish this one off. Oh, Illinois will score some points here, looks like.
Interesting.
Once again, Helsinki had 2 in the box. It looks like they're going to try and run the jam in favor of starting this next jam with a 4-4. But in doing so, given 4 points to Illinois on that pass.
That's number 1111, Caden Destroy, headed to the penalty box for a clockwise block. That jam ends. Looks like 4 points went up on that pass for Helsinki. And that is our lead change here, Justice.
Absolutely.
14 points in the jam for Helsinki. That puts them at 68. 64 for Windy City. We've got 42 seconds left on the first half game clock. And that's a perfect time to take an official timeout. And that's a perfect time for us to talk about a few things. All right. The Big O and Emerald City Roller Girls would like to thank RollerCon. Don't forget to save the last weekend in July for the best time of your life. Live now while you can. July 26th through the 30th. And that is, of course, in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the Raiders. Also want to thank Roller Derby Athletics and Rose City Rollers Derby Days. Want to get better at Derby? Attend Derby Days Boot Camp August 11th through the 13th, hosted by the Wheels of Justice. No relation.
Not my wheels.
Yeah.
Different wheels.
Officials still conferring, so I'll talk about S1 helmets. The S1 Lifer helmet equals best fit plus best protection equals made for roller derby. There were 2 equal symbols in that equation. Get a lifer, be a lifer. The S1 Lifer visor helmet, next level protection. And of course, Wicked Skatewear. Wicked Skatewear is skater owned and operated. If you can call that operating, those maniacs have been around since 2007. Well, this sleepy little backwater town of a game that started out in a very unassuming manner has propelled itself into a urgent level of significant gameplay, Justice. Helsinki coming back here in the previous jam with 38 seconds on the clock. That's at least 1, if maybe not 2 jams to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they have snatched the lead. They're up 5 points now over Windy City. Despite the penalty troubles that you mentioned earlier, still able somehow, and that incredible 1-on-4 wall that they had to climb, and were able to do so. Great jamming skills from Saxelin there on that jam. And the rolling whistle will signal the end of the official timeout.
Saw the Wendy's blockers talking something over with Zoe Trocious, their jammer, and afterwards Wendy takes a pivot line. Now Helsinki is going to send one to bridge. So we got that triangle in the back for Helsinki, triangle in the front for Windy City. The opposing jammer Kujala for Helsinki. And successfully through.
That's it. No problem for Kujala. Scooting around the outside. Lead jammer for Helsinki. Koskinen headed to the penalty box.
Time here for Kujala to work. And now Helsinki playing some better offense in the last 15 minutes of this half right now. Zoe Trocious through, gets around Retku, and is able to equalize on that pass. 4-4 so far.
Kujala with an eye on Zoe Trocious. Going to cautiously approach the back of the pack.
Oh, looks like it's going to be a low block here.
Yeah.
Yep, she crashed into the back of Windy City Skater's legs, and that's a power jam.
The most ungainly fall, and it turns into a penalty that's going to put power opportunity into the hands of Windy City here.
So Zoe Trocious out there on her fourth jam is going to have to go the full 2 minutes on this one. This will be our final jam of the half. And now let's see how Windy plays the remainder of their power jam. Saxelin and Retku force Zoe to recycle and now try and take the back. Now Windy trying to find a way to get around the Helsinki 4. Legal tenderizer went to the back to help out. Zoe stuck behind this wall as the return of Kujala puts both teams with the jammer on the track right now. Windy's still down 4-3.
All right, and Kujala extends the pack all the way to the front before picking up 4 more points for Helsinki, putting them back in the lead for now at 77-73.
Zoe trying to get that star to pivot Kidney Lauper, but nothing doing there. There it is. There's the pass. Kidney Lauper now has star in hand.
With 2 Windy City blockers back there to help, there's only 2 at the front, and that allows Kujala to shoot right through and pick up 5 more points for Helsinki.
Multiplayer block sent Jannica Saxelin to the box as blocker for Helsinki. Jam ends. Waiting on that final score here. And after all that, nothing has changed. 13-13. Helsinki leading 82-77 in a very tight game that you wouldn't expect from looking at their respective rankings. Windy City not just outdoing their rankings, also very possibly getting an upset win over number 16 ranked Helsinki. Windy at 38 currently. So that's the end of our first half, Sexy Beast. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that was a good one. I loved how the action ramped up right close to the end. It was obvious. You could tell that they were putting things together. And, yeah, I mean, it's a time-honored story. If you can keep your jammers out of the penalty box, you stand a chance to win the game. And you could see where when both teams were doing that, they were winning. So it's a 5-point game here at halftime.
We got 9 minutes to go to the second half. Right now on track 2, Angel versus Arch Rival just gotten into action. Should be a good one. And on track 3 in men's action, Portland versus Vancouver. So click around all you like, but we'll be back here in 9 minutes. Justice Spielgren Marshall and Sexy Beast at the 2012. Oh, so wrong. The 2017 Big O.
Reminiscing about 2012. It was such a great year. All right, Justice, I think we're back.
All right.
I feel back.
I feel back as well. Right now, you see on the track, Denver and Texas. We're warming up. There are our next game here on track 1. So taking a look at what happened on the statistical elements of this game. So far, Illinois, the leading scorer on both teams. She has 37 points. Helsinki being led by Taru Saksalin with 28. The scoring a little more spread out on Helsinki. Taru Saksalin with 28, Malu with 19, Kujala with 18, and Mayurina with 17. On Windy City's side, trailing Killa is Phoebe with 16, Zoe Trocious with 13, Kenny Lauper with 7 off the Jammer Star pass, and Mia Goham with 5. One thing we found very interesting, though, the blocking penalty situation is being a bigger situation in this game than the Jammers. Helsinki with 21 penalties so far, Windy City with half of that, or nearly half, at 11. With 7 unpenalized players so far for Helsinki, only 3 have not gone to the box, Malurina and Ladikainen. One skater in the whole game in penalty trouble, that is Jannica Saksalin on 4 box trips. No one else has more than 3. On Windy, no one has more than 2. So far, penalty situation working out to their favor.
Yeah, pretty clean and determined game thus far. And with that whistle, we are underway here again in the second half. Jamming for Helsinki, that's number 22, Malu. And jamming for the Windy City, that's number 312, Illinois.
Front of the pack here has Rita Hateworthy and Chris Rago holding back Malu, and lead jammer goes to Illinois.
The Helsinki pivot, Koskinen, headed to the penalty box, creating an opportunity for Windy City on the track. Well, it's 1-1 now. Ooh, nice move by Illinois. Seeing that inside corner and taking it for a quick 4 points.
It was interesting there. It looked like Illinois was looking at the penalty box. Apparently, Zoe Trocious ended the final jam of the first half in the box as a blocker after making the star pass. They were trying to spring her, but it doesn't appear that there was enough time. So it may have been Zoe may have gotten a double penalty there, because it feels like she should be standing by now if it would have been just 30 seconds. So looking over at the board, yep, Zoe is sitting on 2. So a double penalty assessed at the end of the first half on Zoe Trocious.
With those 4 points in that last jam, that brings us to a 1-point game. Now Helsinki up by 1, 82-81. And bursting through the pack, but not without problems.
It's like a low block there.
Yeah, a little low block there for number 101, Saksalin, headed to the penalty box, and that's a power opportunity for Windy City.
Yeah, tough break for Windy there as Mia took off the jam star as soon as she saw Saksalin get out of the pack, therefore giving up opportunity for lead jammer status. So we will go full 2 minutes on this one.
Uh-huh.
And now Zoe comes in as a rare blocking pass for Zoe right now. Usually a dedicated jammer.
Nice anchor at the front of the pack there from Take You Down.
Mia unable to find a way up the inside around Vega. But finally is free, sprung for 5 as Saksalin returns to action.
Saksalin struggling at the back of the pack there. Windy City able to stifle her so far. Helmet cover in hand. Meanwhile, Mia around again. Helmet cover removed and passed off. Take You Down taking the star there.
The low block being assessed to Koskinen right there. Off the box as Pivot tripping up Take You Down, who now holds the jam star for Windy City.
And Saksalin is through, earning 4 more points for Helsinki.
So it looks like Windy City's lead may be very short-lived here as Helsinki has come back and is now tied it with Take You Down stuck in the pack and Saksalin working on her second scoring pass now.
Take You Down getting knocked to the outside, having to cycle back around on turn 4.
So Helsinki retakes the lead on that pass, 91-86. Take You Down on a scoring pass, but really stuck right now.
Whoa, Saksalin getting through the pack. Picking up 2 more points there before that final whistle. And that is an 11-point jam for Helsinki. 9 points on the board for Windy City. So a 93-90 total right now.
So the real narrow battle right now, Helsinki trying to hang on at 3 points lead. And I think this is going to be the first time we see Malicious as the jammer for Windy City. First appearance of the game, opposed by Mayurina for Helsinki.
Penalty box empty, both teams at full strength. Majorina trying to work around the outside of turn one. And the Windy City defense being very unaccommodating.
Entropy, Rita Hateworthy up there. Entropy off of the box on, I'm sorry, that's Rita Hateworthy off of the box on a multiplayer block, and that's going to give no space for Renan to get through and get lead.
Yeah, there go those two Windy City blockers, and there goes Helsinki lead jammer. Not saying those two things are related, but...
Yeah, this isn't good for Windy City. Only two on the floor right now.
Nice move, a hop and a push on the inside. Majorina through for a scoring pass.
Entropy and Kate and Destroy the only blockers out there, and they get split by Rene for another 5 points.
Nice. Nice move. Helsinki exerting themselves here on this jam.
Returning from the box is Rita Hateworthy for Windy City, as is Chris Rago. So now Windy back to full strength on the pack, and is helping them out here as Rene is stuck in turn 4. Oh, nope, and she's out. 5. Another grand slam for Helsinki as they now extend their lead to 108 to 90.
Malicious handing off the star. That's gone to number 8, Rita Hateworthy.
Call off not quite in time there, and that last pass goes 1-1 for a total.
So 1 point, I guess, on the board for Windy City in that jam.
Total of 16-1 on that run. Helsinki now 109 to 91. During that jam, we saw Mia go ham for Windy City go over and talk to the EMT. Didn't look like she was in pain, but did leave their bench. So it'll be interesting to see if she comes back soon. Either way, it's Illinois out there right now for Windy up against Kujala for Helsinki.
Windy City defense sets up in front of Helsinki. Kujala making introductions now at the pivot line, trying to work our way around the outside. Illinois getting hung up just around the corner of turn 1.
Now we see Bork stringing the pack out right now. That's Kidney Lopper and Take You Down. Legal Tenderizer working over Kujala in the back. Kamari Vega, part of that triangle, working over Illinois. That's Airways as the final part of that triangle. Starts that run back. And both jammers not having a great life right now as the defense is slamming them.
Yeah, number 28, Nina Araves. Some great containment in the open field and good pushes to the outside. Things grinding to a crawl. Kujala looking for an opportunity, and she's got one. Picking up lead jammer status for Helsinki. Coach encouraging her to score.
Nearly a full minute of play before that jam status was attained. Now Illinois is out with the star in hand. Take You Down to the box as a blocker for Windy City. Plenty of time here, though, for Kujala to take 4 and call it.
Yeah, Kujala not wasting any time. Going to hit it and quit it, pick up those 4 points, and call that jam off.
It's Phoebe 5 Fo Fum will take the star here for Windy City Malu, number 22 for Helsinki. A 4-3 pack favors Helsinki here as Windy tries to situate themselves in a way to break up that 4 for Helsinki.
We're going to try to go up the middle here.
Soxline in their plan offense on that Windy triangle in the front. Chris Rago knocks Helsinki's jammer Malu out of bounds, but Malu able to resituate herself quickly.
Rita Hateworthy anchoring the Windy City wall at the front. Malu trying to plow her way through.
Returning
what
from
a great, oh my goodness, Justice. Perfect. Perfect work from the Windy City defense there. Just containing Helsinki's offense and filibustering them, giving Phoebe 5 Fo Fum a chance to pop through and pick up lead jammer status for Windy City.
It's like Kate and Destroy off to the box for Windy City.
Oh, and we have a ref takedown.
So did Phoebe stay in bounds there? It looks like she did.
And she gracefully grinded to a slow halt there and made it through the pack, picking up 5 points. You see that wiggling thumb, that means a grand slam.
And now Windy playing more like they did in the first half of the first half, able to really stuff Malou here on this pass, opening the grand slam for Phoebe. 3-on-3 situation here. Phoebe gets the hips around.
Whoa.
And another blocker to the box for Helsinki. Now 3-on-2 favoring Windy City.
Very tight lines at the front. I think that was probably a multiplayer block. And Phoebe able to just back her way out of it.
Rita Hateworthy with a nice one-on-one on Malou, delaying her exit. And now Phoebe is able to call it, but not before Helsinki gets one out of the box. So we're going to start with a 4-3 pack favoring Windy. And we got the first timeout of the game being called by Helsinki.
And that timeout is going to give us a chance to talk about Sisu mouthguards. That's right, very popular Sisu mouthguards. Thank you from the Big O. The Big O would also like to thank Left Turn Clothing and the WFTDA.
So if you're just joining us, you're late, but you're seeing
It's
Windy
okay.
City, number 38, putting up a good fight against Helsinki, number 16 in the WFTDA after the rankings changes yesterday. Later on this track, we'll have Denver. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong day on my sheet here. Let me back up a second. Denver and Texas coming up next. After that, men's action with Lane County and the Glenmore Reservoir Dogs. And the marquee game of the day at 8 p.m. Pacific, the number 1 ranked team in the world, Victorian, taking on the 2-time defending WFTDA champions, Rose City, playing just about an hour an hour south of their home. This place is going to be on fire for that one. Make sure you stop by again for that. On other tracks right now, we got arch rival, again, Angel City and Portland versus Vancouver, and we're about to get back into action here on track 1.
And that whistle has started our jam. It is jam number 27. And jamming for Windy City, that's number 27, Zoe Trocius. And she's opposed by number 101 for Helsinki, Taru Saksalin.
Helsinki right back down to 4-on-2 situation as they lost a blocker to the box on that. And now, some confusion as it looks like Saksalin thought she was going to the box, but was not. And now Helsinki reducing just one blocker on the track as Tina Kamari easily beaten there by Zoe Trocius, taken 4. And once again, the penalty bug biting Helsinki at the worst possible time.
There were 2 Helsinki players on the track who thought the penalty was on them. And one Helsinki player who was off the track who wasn't sure. So that makes 2 of us.
So let's look again at that penalty situation. Retku for Helsinki now with 5. Saksalin still on 4. Koskinen on 4 as well. There is no player on the Windy City side that has more than 3. So Helsinki in danger of having some players foul out perhaps. 113 to 105. Windy putting up a good showing right here.
All right, we are in an official timeout. We're just going to try to figure out what happened there. All right, the Big O would like to give a shout out to Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates, a legacy sponsor of the Big O. The Big O is brought to you in part by Rydell and all the new Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
I'm going to say demand the comfort. I'll ask politely for the comfort.
All right. The Big O is brought to you in part by the Radar Halo. Achieve world-class edging without sacrificing grip. Radar Halo. The Big O and Emerald City Roller Girls would like to thank Ninkasi Brewing. Ninkasi Brewing Company is a proud sponsor of Emerald City Roller Derby and the Big O Tournament. Also, if you have not done your studies yet, you can stop by the Pizza Research Institute, proud sponsor of the Big O. And then, of course, Travel Lane County. If you need a map of the area or suggestions for where to eat or get a brew, visit Travel Lane County's booth between Track 2 and Track 3 for local information. All right, well, neither team letting the other off the hook. Both of them wanting to put in quality Big O performances, and that is definitely what we've got happening right here. Last year, as you know, Justice, Windy City going 2-1 at the Big O with a win over Old Riki and Emerald City and losing to Sacred City. And according to Flat Track Stats, Windy City 1-0 in 2017 with a defeat of Naptown, 188 to 119.
In that Naptown game, they suffered a loss of Brent Lovick, one of their key blockers from the last season, on an ACL tear, so out for this season. That's a tough break for Windy City. Right now, though, they are holding their own, and more than that, I guess Helsinki, as Mia Goham is lead jammer for Windy City.
Yeah, Koskinen on the track, the only blocker out there in green, and Mia Goham able to negotiate around her. Helsinki blockers returning to the track now. Meanwhile, jamming for Helsinki, Majorina out of the pack.
A great job there by that one blocker. I think that was Koskinen, I believe, was the one blocker able to force Mia back. So definitely saving some points with that key hit all by herself right there. However, Windy is now pulled back to within 3, 113 to 110, with about 19 minutes left to play in this game. Windy looking for the upset win.
All right. The jam begins with one Helsinki blocker in the box. Pack advantage to Windy City. Jamming for Windy City, also an advantage. That's number 312, Illinois. Jamming for Helsinki, number 24, Kujala. And with the box empty now, both packs at full strength. Illinois tangling with the Helsinki defenders. Right on the pivot line. Kujala looking for an opportunity here. But it is Illinois, lead jammer for Windy City.
And that was from out of nowhere, too. It looked like Helsinki had lead jammer one step away, but Illinois exploded from the back and calls that one at 0-0.
They will scrap that one and start over again. So we are still at a 3-point differential here, ladies and gentlemen, going into jam number 31. And just as the penalty box is empty, that's a good thing for both teams.
Yeah, once again we see Helsinki setting up with that 3 defense and 1 player left to try and break up the Windy City wall.
The free radical, if you will.
Right.
Jamming for Helsinki, number 22, Malu. And wearing the star for Windy City now, it's Phoebe Fifo Fum. Malu. Hopping over a defending blocker from outside. 2 to beat now as Windy City extends the pack. Got a multiplayer block on the Windy City pivot, and Malu is lead jammer for Helsinki.
BB5 Fofum all hung up right there on Vega. Forced to the back as Malu enters for her first scoring pass. Off of the box is Airways as blocker for Helsinki. That is her 4th, I believe.
All right, another Windy City blocker headed to the penalty box, and the pivot for Helsinki on her way there as well. That's 2 and 2 in the box for both teams. It's a diet pack on the track.
Looks like Helsinki wanted that, or the bench wanted to be called off, but they're going to keep it running here, and it's working out right now as Malu gets through with another 4. And another blocker to the box. Once again, Helsinki drops to 1 blocker on the track, Sarah Ekholm. But all by herself, holding back Phoebe very effectively.
How did that happen?
That was amazing. Ekholm earning her pay as well. Everyone's getting rich out here.
That explains all the coins falling on the track. Nina Erves for Helsinki, lending a hand now at the back of the pack. Oh, nice move by Phoebe.
Yeah, Erves almost forced her out.
Yeah.
10 seconds left in the jam. Looks like Helsinki's going to call it before it expires on time, and they're able to extend their lead slightly. Now at 126 to 114. 12-point lead with about 15 and a half left to play when this next jam begins.
Helsinki looking for opportunities to pull away, but somehow getting hamstrung by the penalty box. Windy City just looking to stay even, stay close as this game winds down.
Zoe Trocious has returned to the jam line for Windy City. 17 points on 8 jams so far. Taru Saksalin leading scorer for Helsinki, 39 points on 8 jams.
Zoe trying to unpack herself from quite a cluster of Helsinki blockers. Looks like she's going to make it. lead jammer for Windy City.
Soxaline trying to get past Bork, take you down in legal tenderizer.
Oh, nice attempt by Bork. Soxaline able to make her way around the outside, though.
Looks like Zoe called off that jam and is motioning to her shoulder. We're getting EMTs out here. So I think it's definitely a shoulder issue, and she knew it when she hit the ground immediately. Waved over the EMTs and pointing to her shoulder. Doesn't appear to be in pain, but appears very uncomfortable. Let's put it that way.
Right. She just so happened to be facing us when she hit the ground, so we were able to hear her say, "I think I heard it pop."
Yeah.
And she's certainly carrying herself that way, but she is off the track now, being treated by our EMTs. A good opportunity for us to give a shout out to our medical staff here at the Big O, who keep us safe at the high end of this contact sport.
So it'll be interesting to see how this affects Windy City's jammer rotation. Both teams go on pretty much solidly with 4. For Windy, it's been Kilinoy, Zoe, Mia Goham, and I lost the last person there. Where was she? BB5 Pum. Sorry about that. Yeah. With some help from the pivots, Kenny Lauper and Rita Hateworthy. On Helsinki side, Taru Soxaline leading with 39, Malu with 32, Kuyala with 22, Mayu Renee with 33. No others players have scored for Helsinki. We are currently in an official review, which was called by Helsinki. So the second time they're attempting an official review, and we're going to get the referee to tell us all about it.
All right, folks, don't forget social media. If you are in the venue or if you wish you were, just go ahead and tweet at ECRG_Big O. If that's the sort of thing that you would like to do. Don't forget social media. If we don't use it, it'll go away.
It looks like, I don't know if you could hear that over the stream, Helsinki's looking for a blocking with the head penalty, I believe, on Zoe Chochis there. You saw her go into the pack hard and then hit the ground and make the call off based on the shoulder. So if Helsinki wins this one, we will... Well, this will be interesting, actually, because the jam was legally called by Zoe, so she can re-enter. But if she is injured, we'll probably have to see a replacement jammer in the box. However, all that doesn't matter unless Helsinki wins this official review.
All right, well, it appears everybody understands. All right, well, the head referee gave us a description of the official review, but we didn't understand it completely.
Yeah, with Kilinoy out on the track as a jammer, it looks like the answer was no.
Yeah, I think that's the turnout. That's usually how official reviews turn out. They had a question, and the answer was no. All right, well, either way, Justice, we're about ready to get back underway here. On the jammer line for Helsinki, that's number 39, Maya Arena. And jamming for Windy City, that's number 312, Kilinoy.
Last quarter of play, and Windy City is still very much in this game. M. Trippy off to the box. Looks like out of play was being called on her, I believe.
And while that was happening, Mayurina picked up lead jammer for Helsinki. And she's just going to opt to call it off there. A little bit of clock management.
Well, somewhat surprising call up there. They had a pack advantage. Maybe they just didn't want the pivot for Windy City to get out of the box. But it looked like they may have had enough time to pick off one or two. Either way, though, it goes 0-0. And now Mia Goham is going to try and make something happen against Kuyala for Helsinki.
And that jam is underway. Both teams with one skater in the penalty box. And it's Kuyala jamming for Helsinki, who is your lead jammer now. Mia Goham shooting out of the pack just after her, about a half a track behind now.
Kuyala finds the side of Take You down, and Mia Goham over the apex, can't quite stick the landing, but she may have picked up those points. We'll have to wait and see on that. She landed and then skidded out of bounds on the other side.
Kuyala, meanwhile, another pass. During all of the distraction, able to squeak through and grab more points for Helsinki.
So we will never know if Mia got those points the first time, because she got them the second time. 4 points for Mia on the way through.
She doesn't get them twice. But,
right. Boxes are empty. Now Helsinki is going to run this jam long here. They currently have an 13-4 advantage on it. I'm going to try and build off more.
Kujala surveying the pack from behind the Windy City wall. Another Helsinki blocker headed to the penalty box.
Sent out of bounds by Sarah Ekholm is Mia Goham, who has to start all over again on her second scoring pass. Helsinki in the middle of their fourth.
Kujala at the front of the pack trying to push the Windy City blockers along and find an opportunity to get through. While that's happening, we've got another Helsinki blocker headed to the penalty box.
Ekholm back to the box, sitting on 5 right now. That's trouble for Helsinki. Calling it off is Kujala.
Yeah, well done for Helsinki on that one. 18 points total on the jam. Windy City coach calling for a timeout. 8 points for Windy City. And that brings us to a 22-point differential. It's 122 for Windy City and 144 for Helsinki.
Yes, this is a timeout being called by Windy, not an official review. This gives us a chance to look at the penalty issue again. So it's Janneke Sakslin on 5, Sarah Ekholm on 5, Retku on 5 for Helsinki.
Wow.
Behind that, Koskinen with 4. No one else has more than 3. On the Windy City side, no one has more than 3. So no one looks likely to foul out for Windy, but Helsinki might see some trouble from some of their key players going into the home stretch of this one.
Yeah, 12 minutes, just about 12 minutes remaining here, and sitting on 5 is not a healthy place to be with that much time left, especially when you're leaning on players like Janneke Sakslin, Sarah Ekholm, who's been in the defensive throws all day.
Yeah, it looks like, actually, if I'm reading this correctly, Sarah Ekholm is the most used blocker. She's been in 20 jams. No one else has that high, so if Helsinki loses her, that will be a key element of their defense. BB5 Fo Fum jams for Windy City, opposed by Malu for Helsinki.
And with number 604, Sarah Ekholm sitting in the penalty box for Helsinki. It's a pack advantage for Windy City. BB5 Fo Fum seeing if she can exploit that. And the 3 very strong blockers at the front of the pack for Helsinki, determined to grind that down.
Entropy hit the box as a Windy City blocker in that pack. That is her second. About 40 seconds into this jam, and no lead jammer yet.
Malu being sent back around turn 2. But it's BB5 Fo Fum through the pack and declared lead jammer for Windy City.
Back to full strength as Entropy returns from the box as Windy City pivot.
Malu through the pack now, completing her initial pass. BB with lead will call the jam and prevent any Helsinki scoring. And able to put up that 3. Looks like 2 points on that jam for the Windy City Rollers.
Well, still the highest scoring jammer in the game in Illinois. Only by 1 point, though, now as Kujala has 40 for Helsinki. They're going to send Illinois to the jam line up against Taru Saksalin, 39 points for her. And suddenly, we're back in timeout.
Suddenly, it's an official timeout. Just like destroying the pack, official timeouts happen gradually and then suddenly. Oh, I see. The head ref was conferring with an official in the penalty box, the source of the official timeout, but we are ready to get back underway.
Take you down once again, anchoring the pack at the front for Windy City. Good offense here. It's going to take you down off the front, but it's Illinois. Another lead jam status for Windy City.
Well done. And Saksalin encountering stiff resistance there here in turn through 3. Windy City blockers are trying to slow her down. She's able to get through. Meanwhile,
Illinois barely missed that track cut on Karjalainen there, I believe, and calls it just in time. Another 2 points for Windy City. So they're nicking away. They've got just under 10 minutes to finish this comeback. 144 Helsinki, 126 Windy City.
All right. On the jammer line for the Helsinki All-Stars, number 39, Majorina. And she's going to be opposed by number 17 for Windy City. That's Mia Goham.
Both of these jammers in their 9th jam of the game. Rena with a slight advantage in distance right now, but is stuck behind Chris Rago and Rita Hateworthy. And now Entropy up there helping off that triangle.
Ooh, nice work by Majorina. Feeling herself around the outside, able to finally break off and pick up lead jammer status for Helsinki.
Windy does... Oh, the pivot's in the box for Windy, so Mia took the star off, but no one to give it to quite yet. Now returning from the box as pivot is Kidney Lauper. Mia knocked out by Ekholm, forced to the back again.
Meanwhile, Majorina completing a scoring pass, putting up 5 points for Helsinki. Back into the pack just like that, looking for more.
Mia still trying to get that star to Kidney Lauper. Finally does so. However, on the other side, Rena now has 10 points on the jam. This jam could end up being key in the long run, as we only have 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in this game.
And with that star pass complete, out of the pack now and putting on the helmet cover. And that's right about the time that Majorina is going to call off the jam.
Yeah, good time out here by Windy, as they're going to need all the time they can get now. 154, 126, biggest lead Helsinki's had in a little while here. And as we just mentioned now, 7 minutes and 54 seconds left on a stopped clock. Windy has 1 timeout left and their official review.
All right, with this team timeout, it gives us an opportunity to talk about the Kiva Grocery, featuring local produce and over 200 meats and cheeses, ice cold milk, deli meats and cheeses, cut to order. Proudly serving Eugene since 1970. So I want to give a thank you to Hot Mama's Wings. If you're suffering from rink rash or bleacher bum, Hot Mama's Wings is a proud annual sponsor of the Big O tournament. Hot Mama's Wings serves wings, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and a full bar, and is located just 4 blocks away on 13th Avenue in Lawrence. Thank you, Mama. All right, that rolling whistle signals the end of the timeout. We're just about to get underway here again, going into jam number 38 here in the second half. And jamming for Helsinki, that's number 24, Kujala. She'll be opposed by number 312, Illinois for Windy City.
Windy definitely needs a big pop from Illinois in this one. Let's see if they can pull one out here.
Kidney Lauper skating up to assist her jammer, shouting instructions.
Karja Leinen and Retku all over Illinois, but Kidney Lauper up there plays the offense and springs Illinois for a sorely needed lead jammer status. Takes you down off of the box as Windy City blocker leaves the pack at 3-3 right now. Illinois is about a half track ahead of Kujala going into her first scoring pass.
2 Windy City blockers in the box as the jam ends. Going to create a pack advantage start for Helsinki here going into jam number 39. Looks like 4 points on that jam for Windy City, puts them at 130. Helsinki not scoring in that jam, steady at 158.
Windy may have won that jam 4-0, but the pack situation does not favor them coming out of it on the wrong side of a 3-2. And for the first jam, I believe, Rita Hateworthy, she has jammed as a pivot, but the first time she started at the line as a jammer, I believe, in this game.
And she'll be opposed by number 22 for Helsinki, Malu. Malu has worked her way around the last defenders and is lead jammer for Helsinki.
Nina Erwes with a pass-saving block right there, and that may set up the Grand Slam. It does. Now that is your blocker helping you out right there. 5 points so far for Malu.
Malou skating through unobstructed there. Helsinki able to isolate one whole side of the track. They're going to see if they can do it again.
Forearm on Tae-Q down. That's her third.
And that'll create a window for Malou to skate through, picking up 5 more points for Helsinki.
And now Entropy, who has not previously jammed for Windy, holds the star, well, on her head as the pivot turn jammer.
Malou, meanwhile, not bothered by any of that, has quietly picked up 14 points. And she's going to pick up 5 more. That's 19 on the jam for Helsinki.
Ekholm goes back to the box on a back block. That's her 6th. So she's in danger of fouling out now, but it may not matter at this point as Helsinki has finally, after struggling for most of this game, seemed to finally figure out Windy City, currently leading 177 to 130 with 19-0 so far on the small board in this jam.
All 4 Windy City blockers aiding the effort in the front of the pack, and now they divide, having put Malou out, recycled her to the back. Both packs setting up near the pivot line. Malou opting just to call off the jam, having picked up 4 more points. It's a total of, 23 points on the jam for Helsinki, and that could be the side door anyway, closing on this one. 4 points for Windy City puts them at 134 and 181 for Helsinki now, with just 4:20 remaining.
Yep, and Helsinki back up, or both teams, I should say, now at full strength. The Retku is going to anchor this Helsinki triangle in the front. We see hanging off to the side, one blocker, not part defensive formation, going to try and force, looks like Bork out of the equation. Unable to do so, and falls back to play some defense. And right now, this favors Helsinki because when nothing's happening, Helsinki is getting closer and closer winning with that one. Bork forces Soxley into the back of the pack.
Nice little move by Bork. She's like, if you're not doing anything, I'm going to put you out. You can go all the way back.
That might be the final nail. Mia Goham off of the box on a penalty. Unfortunately, I did not see the signal. But either way, Helsinki now set up for the final 3.5 of this game as Taru Soxlin takes lead jammer. Bork quickly denies Soxlin her pass, runs her all the way to the rear. But as we just said, every second here ticking off, favoring Helsinki.
Yeah, Soxlin not minding, getting put out again, having to go back around to turn 4. Team setting up here together in the home straightaway. But the clock is their enemy now.
Oh, that's
a jammer penalty for Helsinki. Looks like a forearm on Soxlin. She is in the box. And another penalty for the Windy City jammer. Mia Goham headed to the box herself.
Unfortunate timing there for Windy City. Those are a chance to try and scrape off some of that Helsinki lead. Currently 181 to 134.
Soxlin giving commands as she comes up to the pack. And her skaters will engage and try to cut a swath for her through.
Yeah, Helsinki's offense didn't work out quite the way they expected it there, I think. They tried to split 2 on each side and then attack, but when it was all over, it was still 4 Windy in the front. That jam ends with another 4 points for Helsinki.
Well, it's under 2 minutes now. The Windy City coach asking a question of the officials here between jams. Jam timer is ready to start this jam.
Howie Rolson stranded in infield as the jam begins.
So jamming for Helsinki, that's number 39, Mayurina. And that's Mia Goham jamming again for Windy City. And she has come to a complete standstill at the pivot line. Helsinki just very effectively stifling the Chicago offense right now.
We're down to a minute left on the period clock as Helsinki enters for more points. That's Renee with the star, trying to find a way around Rago and Rita Hateworthy. Kate and Destroy at the front of the pack. And Entropy is the final blocker out there. Rago off to the box. That's her fourth, I believe.
Nice move on the inside corner. Myarina around the pack. And she has harvested 4 more points for Helsinki. And that's another pass for Helsinki roller derby here. That's a total of 8 points already in this jam for them. 4 points on the board for now Windy City.
So this is slightly more time on the jam clock than the period clock. So the the game likely to end on this jam.
Myarina conferring with her coach. Coach is telling her to keep going, keep scoring, watching the clock.
Yeah, right now, Helsinki playing the spreadsheet. They need every point here they can. Because remember, coming into this game, Helsinki ranked far over Windy City, 16-38. So Windy City may have overperformed their expectations. We'll have to wait for the math people to tell us. But either way, right now, Helsinki hoping to get this point differential as large as it can be. The jam ends, and Helsinki gets a scare from Windy City, but hangs on to win an unofficial final right now of 202 to 142. As you know, Sexy Beast, I hate cliches, but the final score doesn't really reflect the way this game worked out. Windy City was very much in it, trailing by only 3 with about 13 minutes to play. But in that last stretch, Helsinki really pulled it together and was able to solidly take this one, coming out victorious over Chicago's Windy City.
Yeah, without a doubt, Windy City sort of peaking there at the end of the first quarter, able to maintain control of the game in the first half, and then Helsinki drawing close at halftime, busting a lead change, and then sort of taking control here in the second half. Justice, 60-point differential there between these two teams shows you that Helsinki was determined.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is an official final. 202 Helsinki, 142 Windy City. If you're a fan of either of these two teams, and why wouldn't you be, you can catch them again 12 noon Pacific time tomorrow. Windy City taking on Dos por Cuatro, ranked number 19 in the world out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. And on track 2 at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, Helsinki taking on number 48 Sydney. So be sure to check back for that action. Coming up next on this track, number 4 Texas versus number 7 Denver. That should be a hot one. Make sure to come back for the debut, or I should say the streaming debut of Scald Eagle on Denver. I know a lot of people are interested in seeing that. And currently in action on the track 2, ranked number 5 in the world, Angel City taking on number 9 Arch Rival Beast.
Yeah, Helsinki with 4 games this weekend. Quite a load for them. But showing and proving today that they are capable of meeting that with an exciting win over Windy City. And that is a good way to start off the afternoon, Justice.
Absolutely. You got a chance now to grab a sandwich and refill your water bottle and enjoy the rest of this action here at the Big O. I am Justice Feelgood Marshall here with Sexy Beast. I'll be back in about 30 minutes for Texas and Denver. Hope you'll join us.